Chapter 1046, Nangongsheng's Arrival. A month after the assassination missions were set up, news of the spiritual blood core pills being offered as rewards spread through the assassination world. Most of the other assassination organizations didn't believe that the spiritual blood core pill was real and thought that it was just a ruse created by the Silence Assassination Division in order to attract attention. Emperor Withered Shadow also set up a handful of assassination missions in Black Screen Corner. The assassins at Black Screen Corner were more professional, and 2 missions were completed within 10 days of being set up. Did you hear? Ghost Gill, who's ranked 148th in Black Corner Screen, broke through and is now an Emperor. His ranking has jumped to 82nd. I heard about it as well. Apparently, he completed an assassination and obtained a treasure called the Spiritual Blood Core Pill. Spiritual Blood Core Pill? That's appeared in the rewards set by the Silence Assassination Division. Many professional assassins with cold expressions communicated with each other in a stronghold of Black Screen Corner and exchanged information. An assassin breaking through or suddenly becoming stronger would obviously attract the attention of many other assassins. Assassins usually only pick the missions with the most plentiful rewards with the least difficulty. Boss, there are only 4 assassination missions that give out spiritual blood core pills left. Should we give one a try? A skinny young figure in a dark corner said. Next to him were 2 males and a female. They all radiated a bone-chilling killing intent, and those nearby didn't dare to approach them. Sure. Although the target is 9 Darkness Palace, we just need to hide for a while after we succeed. The leading assassin couldn't resist the temptation of a spiritual blood core pill. In the Hall of Gods. Master, all of the assassination missions set in Black Screen Corner have been completed. Supreme Emperor Dark Knight revealed an excited expression. Ever since the missions were set, the assassins in the Silence Assassination Division doubled in number, and the smaller nearby assassination organizations had been eaten up by them. A small number of assassins had even moved over from Black Screen Corner. This will now be the main show. Zhao Feng laughed. Continue putting up assassination missions, and increase the difficulty. Zhao Feng ordered. Later that day, Bai Kuang Yue, Supreme Emperor Dark Knight, and Zhao Feng discussed the next group of targets. The first group consisted of kings and a small number of emperors, but this time would be more difficult. They even confirmed a number of quasi-sacred lords. This is the Grand Elder of the Darkness Ghost Clan. Zhao Feng found a certain piece of news by accident. The Darkness Ghost Clan and Dark Sky Gate were both subordinate forces of 9 Darkness Palace, and the Darkness Ghost Clan was the force that Zhao Wang had joined. Zhao Feng realized that the Grand Elder of the Darkness Ghost Clan was the old elder that tried to kill Zhao Feng along with the black-armored Sacred Lord not long ago. The elder managed to survive since he specialized in spatial laws, but Zhao Feng had left a mark of the God Eye on him. If that's the case, then I'll let him survive for a while longer. Zhao Feng had another plan that needed Zhao Wang's cooperation, but the latter wasn't strong enough yet. The reward for killing quasi-sacred lords will be a blood essence pill then. Zhao Feng took out a few blood essence pills and put them into a small bottle. The materials used to craft the blood essence pills were completely different from the spiritual blood core pills. The blood essence pills were made from pure ancient bloodlines, and it was useful for bloodlines. Zhao Feng handed this small bottle to Emperor Withered Shadow and let him set some more assassination missions in Black Screen Corner. Since the task of killing quasi-sacred lords was too difficult, putting missions up in the Silence Assassination Division wasn't very useful. I'll leave this task to you. If you need any blood essence pills or spiritual blood core pills, just come to me. Zhao Feng handed over the task to Bai Kuang Yue and Supreme Emperor Dark Knight. Understood. Bai Kuang Yue and Supreme Emperor Dark Knight both wanted the blood essence pills, so they paid extra attention to the matter and hoped that they would be able to obtain some blood essence pills from Zhao Feng if they did a good job. Later that day, another batch of spiritual blood core pill missions was sent out, causing chaos amongst the assassination world. Countless examples had already proven the worth of the spiritual blood core pills. I've disliked 9 Darkness Palace for a long time now. Who knows which powerful force this is? They've set up so many assassination missions. A muscular assassin took a mission and left with excitement. It's best to do these missions quickly. An assassin radiating a bloody aura revealed a deadly look in his eyes. Everyone could feel that the difficulty of these assassinations had increased. the subordinate forces of Nine Darkness Palace had started to take action. Another assassination mission then appeared in black screen corner. The reward was a blood essence pill, and it was set by the same person or force that gave out the spiritual blood core pills. The top 30 assassins in black screen corner were instantly attracted by it. Blood essence pills were extremely attractive to peak emperors. Even sacred lords with weaker bloodlines would want them. However, there was only one mission that gave blood essence pills, and that was to kill the quasi-sacred lords of Nine Darkness Palace. That day, 3 different assassins accepted the mission. Back in the Hall of Gods, Zhao Feng gave one prepared golden-winged scarlet tiger to sacred Dr. Jade's spirit. He didn't expect the assassination missions to be finished so quickly. His pills were running out. Zhao Feng immediately entered seclusion after returning to his residence. I'll wait a little while longer before preparing to take over the lake. Herbs appeared in Zhao Feng's hands as he started to cultivate. Flames of wind lightning started to surround him. Some of the 5 poison distinct bees had entered the ancient dream realm, and they were becoming stronger rapidly. However, the battle power of the golden-winged scarlet tigers was too great, and Zhao Feng didn't have much confidence with just the 5 poison distinct bees. Zhao Feng guessed that the majority of the 5 poison distinct bees would be lost in order to conquer the golden-winged scarlet tigers. Therefore, Zhao Feng planned to control the golden-winged scarlet tigers and turn them into his force in order to make up for the losses of the 5 poison distinct bees. 3 days later, Zhao Feng's aura rose once more. The fire of wind lightning coming from him became even purer and stronger. The fire of wind lightning has reached completion. Zhao Feng murmured in a low voice. At this moment in time, he had used almost all of his fire elemental treasures. Zhao Feng bought a large amount of cultivation resources in the Heaven's Legacy City, but they were all used up now. Luckily, Zhao Feng had already started to gather resources for the Earth of Wind Lightning a long time ago. After returning to the Hall of Gods, Zhao Feng used his subordinates to find more Earth elemental resources. This aura. Zhao Feng felt the wicked aura. At this moment, a voice sounded 1,000 miles away from Zhao Feng. Grand Elder, a sacred lord expert says they're here to meet you. Zhao Feng's figure instantly appeared outside the palace and disappeared into the sky. The upper echelon of the Hall of Gods was facing a wicked male with purple and blood-colored hair. However, it was the male that had the momentum. Old Monster Shu and Supreme Emperor Dark Knight were both on the Hall of Gods side, but they didn't dare to do anything rashly. Stand down. Zhao Feng's voice sounded from behind them, and all the experts of the Hall of Gods started to slowly retreat. However, many of them were inspecting this mysterious Grand Elder. All of you, go away. Bai Kuang Yue knew what Zhao Feng wanted and immediately scattered the crowd. Zhao Feng, I didn't expect you to create your own power. Nan Gongsheng's eyes glittered with a dark purple light as he said somewhat unhappily. In his heart, Zhao Feng was someone that aimed for the pinnacle of martial arts and had the potential to become a god. He shouldn't have been wasting his time establishing a force and wasting resources on them. Nan Gongsheng couldn't help but be disappointed in the current Zhao Feng. Come in and talk. Zhao Feng said. The moment he saw Nan Gongsheng's power, he knew that Nan Gongsheng hadn't been completely controlled by the evil god mental thought body yet. If Nan Gongsheng had been completely assimilated, he would have absorbed the power of the evil god without stopping. It wouldn't be a surprise if he had already reached the late stages of the mystic light realm in that case. Zhao Feng, let me see if you've become stronger or not. Battle intent appeared in Nan Gongsheng's eyes as a terrifying wicked aura spread throughout heaven and earth. Wicked flowers extended across his body. Nan Gongsheng, I won't fight with you, Zhao Feng's emotionless voice sounded. Why not? Nan Gongsheng paused, and his battle intent instantly faded away. If Zhao Feng didn't want to fight back, there was no point in fighting. He's just a quasi-sacred lord right now. Nan Gongsheng, he can't be your match. The evil god mental thought body's voice sounded in Nan Gongsheng's body. You already know my hidden card. Zhao Feng replied, and Nan Gongsheng paused. He knew what Zhao Feng's hidden card was, the god-slaying arrow. If Zhao Feng used the god-slaying arrow, then he would lose no matter what. In reality, this wasn't Zhao Feng's true reason. At this point in time, Zhao Feng's soul intent had successfully broken through to the early stages of the mystic light realm. He could defeat Nan Gongsheng even without the god-slaying arrow, just with his pure soul intent. However, he didn't want to defeat Nan Gongsheng. Zhao Feng knew that Nan Gongsheng had set him as a target. Once Nan Gongsheng lost to Zhao Feng, he might start to absorb the power of the evil god uncontrollably. That was something that Zhao Feng didn't want to see. At least for now, Nan Gongsheng could still think for himself. It would be best if he maintained that. Come in. The Hall of Gods is a force that opposes 9 Darkness Palace, so there might be 9 Darkness Palace scouts nearby. Zhao Feng messaged. Nan Gongsheng's face instantly revealed a blood-colored light as killing intent surged from him. 9 Darkness Palace had chased after him for 4 entire years, even chasing him back to the true martial sacred land and threatening his martial siblings, his master, and his clan. One could only imagine how much Nan Gongsheng hated 9 Darkness Palace. However, Nan Gongsheng understood that he wasn't a match for 9 Darkness Palace yet. Whoosh! Nan Gongsheng followed Zhao Feng into a forbidden area at the back of the Hall of Gods. Nan Gongsheng, my force has just started to take action. Are you interested in joining? Zhao Feng smiled and faintly spoke after entering a secret hall. Chapter 1047, Attacking the Golden-Winged Scarlet Tigers. Nan Gongsheng, my force has just started to take action. Are you interested in joining? Zhao Feng smiled and faintly spoke after entering a secret hall. What kind of action? Nan Gongsheng believed that, if it was Zhao Feng saying this, there would definitely be something that he was interested in. I created an assassination organization and put up a bunch of missions that target the strongholds of 9 Darkness Palace. Zhao Feng summarized the actions taken against 9 Darkness Palace. You made this force so you could destroy 9 Darkness Palace? A light flashed through Nan Gongsheng's eyes. Nan Gongsheng knew very clearly how difficult it was to fight against a monster such as 9 Darkness Palace alone. However, it was even harder to create a force that could fight back against 9 Darkness Palace. Thinking up to here, Nan Gongsheng finally realized how incredible Zhao Feng was. No one knew how many times stronger the Hall of Gods was in comparison to the mystic True Sacred Clan. Furthermore, Zhao Feng created this force to destroy 9 Darkness Palace. Once Zhao Feng destroyed 9 Darkness Palace, he might turn back into the Zhao Feng that focused on the Tao of martial arts once more. Nan Gongsheng was looking forward to seeing that Zhao Feng again. However, what Nan Gongsheng didn't know was that, although Zhao Feng was the Grand Elder, he didn't actually do a lot of management. Most of his time was still spent on comprehension. The day 9 Darkness Palace is destroyed is the day we fight. Nan Gongsheng's cold and decisive voice sounded. In other words, Nan Gongsheng was willing to join the Hall of Gods at least until that point. Sure. Zhao Feng agreed for now. According to the intel that the Ocean Smoke Pavilion discovered, 9 Darkness Palace had demigods. Demigods were experts that stood at the peak of the continent, and they were legendary existences. Zhao Feng felt helpless as well. He wasn't sure if he could destroy 9 Darkness Palace, and he didn't know how long it would take even if he could, but with Nan Gongsheng's help, Zhao Feng's confidence increased. Being an assassin doesn't sound too bad. Nan Gongsheng licked his lips as he revealed a bloodthirsty and cruel intent. By the way, Zhao Feng, Kun Yun might come to the continent zone. Nan Gongsheng suddenly said. According to what he knew, Zhao Feng was the one that had revived demigod Kun Yun, but after the short interaction Nan Gongsheng had with Kun Yun, it seemed like Kun Yun hated Zhao Feng. At the moment, he's at the late stages of the mystic light realm. Nan Gongsheng warned. Little Kun Yun. Zhao Feng was stunned. Kun Yun had been revived through blood, and his cultivation speed was extremely fast. Kun Yun at the late stages of the mystic light realm would be able to fight against sacred kings at the least. After all, he was once a demigod and had many hidden cards. 9 Darkness Palace alone made Zhao Feng's head hurt. If Kun Yun came over too, the Hall of Gods might be destroyed. No, I need to stall him. Zhao Feng murmured gently as a light flashed through his mind, and he sent a message to Bai Kuang Yue through the Dark Heart Seal. Tell the forces of the Ocean Smoke Pavilion near the oceans to spread news that I'm at the very front lines fighting. Zhao Feng couldn't help but laugh after sending the message. Since the oceans were basically ruled by the Ocean Smoke Pavilion and Kun Yun had to pass by there first, he would definitely head to the front lines after receiving this news. I'll just have to direct him to the front lines for now. Zhao Feng let out a breath. The news of Kun Yun put more pressure on Zhao Feng. At the moment, Zhao Feng was too weak. He would only have the ability to negotiate with Kun Yun if he became a sacred lord. After all, the feud between them hadn't yet reached a level where one of them had to die. Zhao Feng then called over Emperor Withered Shadow and told him to teach Nan Gongsheng. The Silence Assassination Division of the Hall of Gods now had the black-armored Sacred Lord, Supreme Emperor Dark Knight, Emperor Withered Shadow, Nan Gongsheng, and more. Zhao Feng believed that even more super assassins would soon join the Silence Assassination Division after giving out the blood essence pills. At the same time, these assassins that roamed around the world would be able to give information to the Hall of Gods. It was a win-win situation for both of them. Zhao Feng started to make preparations for the fight in the Ancient Dream Realm after Nan Gongsheng left. Zhao Feng entered the Ancient Dream Realm 3 days later and prepared to attack the golden-winged Scarlet Tigers. Wang Wang. 60 or so 5 poison distinct bees flew around Zhao Feng. The color of these 5 poison distinct bees was brighter than before, and they radiated a fearful aura. 6 bee kings had broken through and become bee emperors. Good, I now have 14 bee emperors. Zhao Feng was overjoyed. He didn't expect the 5 poison distinct bees to improve so rapidly in the Ancient Dream Realm. Wang Wang. Under Zhao Feng's control, these 5 poison distinct bees followed behind him and slowly approached the center of the forest. A faint golden ripple of light covered Zhao Feng's left eye as he saw through everything. At this moment, the golden-winged scarlet tigers surrounded the pond. Some were drinking water while others flew in the air or lay resting in the grass. Zhao Feng's gaze first locked on the 2 larger golden-winged scarlet tigers. According to his inspections, these 2 golden-winged scarlet tigers should be the leaders. Go. Zhao Feng controlled the 5 poison distinct bees and made them speed through the forest. Roar tilde. The 2 slightly larger golden-winged scarlet tigers sensed this unusualness and roared out loud so that the golden-winged scarlet tigers gathered together. Whoosh! Whoosh! Zhao Feng used the scarlet wings of lightning and charged forward as 5 poison distinct bees surrounded him. His target was also the 2 larger golden-winged scarlet tigers. Roar tilde. Close to 15 golden-winged scarlet tigers roared in anger as they saw Zhao Feng and released a terrifying fierce aura. It was obvious that Zhao Feng's hunting of the golden-winged scarlet tigers had angered them. Human, no matter what race you are, you will die for hunting my pack. The leading golden-winged scarlet tiger released a mental energy undulation, and Zhao Feng was able to understand what the golden-winged scarlet tiger said when this undulation reached Zhao Feng's soul. Whoosh! 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 Several dozen scarlet golden figures leapt out and surrounded Zhao Feng. They instantly started to attack as they released a desolate and fierce aura toward Zhao Feng. The aura from the 2 larger golden-winged scarlet tigers made Zhao Feng feel a sense of danger. However, there were 60 or so 5 poison distinct bees around Zhao Feng that were able to share the pressure for him. Little world of illusions. A surge of purple mist appeared behind Zhao Feng's flashing scarlet lightning body. It soon covered everything within several hundred yards and turned the world into an illusion. Zhao Feng had formed his little world of illusions long ago, but this was the first time he was using it in battle. The golden-winged scarlet tigers charging at the front instantly slowed down. Their senses were heavily restricted in the little world of illusions. On the other hand, the 5 poison distinct bees were controlled by Zhao Feng's dark heart seal, so they weren't affected by the little world of illusions. Wang Wang. Zhao Feng controlled 10 bee emperors and made them approach the 2 larger golden-winged scarlet tigers. The other bee kings and emperors stalled the remaining golden-winged scarlet tigers. The little world of illusions was very effective in splitting the opponents up. Human, you're courting death. The leading golden-winged scarlet tiger roared as it charged toward Zhao Feng. These 2 golden-winged scarlet tigers were able to interact with Zhao Feng with their mental energy. From this, he could see how strong their soul intent was. Zhao Feng's little world of illusions was very ineffective against them. Physical Force Lightning Domain. Zhao Feng didn't dare to be arrogant against 2 peak golden-winged scarlet tigers. He immediately used his Physical Force Lightning Domain. Boom! Whoosh! Whoosh! The pressure of the sacred lightning body appeared around Zhao Feng alongside the power of limitless lightning. Zhao Feng's strength was increased within the Physical Force Lightning Domain, while the golden-winged scarlet tigers would be heavily pressured and restricted by lightning. Go! Zhao Feng ordered the 10 bee emperors to charge at the 2 golden-winged scarlet tigers while he also charged at one of the golden-winged scarlet tiger leaders as well. Hushua! Shua! The golden-winged scarlet tiger's claws glittered with a scarlet golden light as it slashed forward. Zhao Feng saw this attack coming with the ability of his left eye, and he quickly thrust out one palm, blocking the golden-winged scarlet tiger's claw. Boom. A couple 5 poison distinct bees stung the golden-winged scarlet tiger. As I thought, it's not very effective. Zhao Feng's left eye saw the injuries to the golden-winged scarlet tiger. The venom from the bee emperors didn't do much damage to the golden-winged scarlet tiger. Even though the 5 poison distinct bees were ancient insects, they were heavily restricted when facing a true member of the 10,000 ancient races. Wang Wang. Zhao Feng made the other 5 poison distinct bees attack. Although the venom wasn't very effective, it added up and could become critically dangerous. Mental energy spike. A thin purple golden crystalline spike of lightning shot out from Zhao Feng's left eye and stabbed into the golden-winged scarlet tiger's soul. Roar. This golden-winged scarlet tiger howled in pain and froze in midair. Whoosh. Zhao Feng and the 5 poison distinct bees used this chance to attack. Sky-destroying sacred lightning palm. Zhao Feng circulated his power and contracted the physical force lightning domain into his palm, unleashing the strongest sky-destroying sacred lightning palm in his life. Boom. An enormous scarlet golden palm with countless arcs of lightning pushed toward the golden-winged scarlet tiger. Roar. The golden-winged scarlet tiger leader felt that something was wrong and instantly activated its bloodline. Scarlet golden lightning flashed around it, and its physical power increased several-fold. Roar. The golden-winged scarlet tiger leader clashed with Zhao Feng's sky-destroying sacred lightning palm and released a terrifying force that actually stopped Zhao Feng's sacred lightning palm. Dark Soul Charge. Seeing that the golden-winged scarlet tiger leader was so fierce, Zhao Feng used a simple soul attack. Whoosh. After being attacked by Zhao Feng's soul intent, the golden-winged scarlet tiger was instantly sent flying into the stone walls behind it. Wang Wang. The 5 poison distinct bees instantly followed up and stung the critical parts of the golden-winged scarlet tiger's body. Dark Heart Seal. Zhao Feng suddenly formed a purple and gold symbol of lightning and imprinted it into the golden-winged scarlet tiger's mind. Roar Tilde. The severely injured golden-winged scarlet tiger instantly started to howl, and it released a surge of terrifyingly fierce battle intent. Zhao Feng's Dark Heart Seal failed. I need to finish this fight as quickly as possible. Zhao Feng had a decisive expression. This pack of golden-winged scarlet tigers had 2 abnormally powerful golden-winged scarlet tigers, and the other one almost killed the other 5 bee emperors. Gaze of the God Eye. Stunning eye intent came from Zhao Feng's left eye and formed a bottomless purple whirlpool that reached the other side and linked to a misty purple illusion. A forbidden force covered the golden-winged scarlet tiger and started to pull out its soul. This forbidden power seemed to come from a god. One couldn't go against it or fight back at all. Human, what is this? This golden-winged scarlet tiger leader felt that it had lost control of its soul, and panic appeared in its eyes for the first time. It was as if, no matter how it struggled, it was unable to stop its soul from being pulled out. Chapter 1048, Breakthrough Opportunity. Zhao Feng faced one of the golden-winged scarlet tiger leaders on the edge of the little world of illusions. Human, what is this? This golden-winged scarlet tiger leader felt that it had lost control of its soul and that it was starting to leave its body. Fear and panic appeared in its eyes. Wang Wang. The 5 poison distinct bees around Zhao Feng continued to sting the golden-winged scarlet tiger. The golden-winged scarlet tiger struggled, but it was unable to stop the fate of its soul being sucked out. A scarlet golden tiger-shaped yuan soul was slowly pulled out from its body. Human, don't even think about it. The yuan soul of the golden-winged scarlet tiger struggled and roared. Hump. Zhao Feng snickered coldly as an even more powerful soul intent appeared in his left eye, increasing the power of the gaze of the God Eye. You're a descendant of one of the 8 great God Eyes. No, this eye. The golden-winged scarlet tiger was unable to fight back, and it looked at Zhao Feng's eye in fear. According to its memories, the bloodlines of the 8 great God Eyes were comparable to the top 10 bloodlines of the 10,000 ancient races. The bloodlines of the 8 great God Eyes descendants wouldn't be much weaker. The golden-winged scarlet tiger thought of the bloodlines of the 8 great God Eyes as terrifying existences, whereas its own bloodline was one of the very weakest amongst the 10,000 ancient races. The golden-winged scarlet tiger never expected that it would meet someone with such a noble bloodline. However, the eye of this human didn't seem to be from any one of the 8 great God Eyes. Shoo! Due to its panic and fear, the golden-winged scarlet tiger's resistance dropped even more, and it was sucked into the dimension of Zhao Feng's god eye. Wang Wang. Zhao Feng ordered the nearby 5 poison distinct bees to help support the other battles while his consciousness entered the god eye dimension. In the dimension of Zhao Feng's left eye, the golden-winged scarlet tiger's soul was even more scared, and Zhao Feng could do anything he wanted to it. Dark Heart Seal. A dark purple seal of lightning formed from Zhao Feng's left eye and slowly imprinted into the golden-winged scarlet tiger's soul. The golden-winged scarlet tiger didn't struggle much, it just let Zhao Feng place the dark heart seal into its soul. From the looks of it, this golden-winged scarlet tiger thinks that I have a very noble bloodline, so it's willing to serve me. Otherwise, I would have needed to spend a lot more time and effort. Zhao Feng started to think. From this, one could see that the races in the ancient dream realm placed great importance on bloodlines. In reality, Zhao Feng didn't have a bloodline of the 10,000 ancient races, he only had the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline, an Imperial Dao bloodline. Shoo! With a thought, Zhao Feng put the golden-winged scarlet tiger's soul back into its body. At the same time, Zhao Feng took out some 100 origin fruit juice and smeared it onto the golden-winged scarlet tiger's injuries. The 100 origin fruit juice was effective even against the 5 poison distinct bees' venom. Human, what did you just do? The other golden-winged scarlet tiger charged toward Zhao Feng and sent out a wave of mental energy. Wang! Wang! Several bee emperors tried to block it by continuously stinging it. Roar Tilda! The golden-winged scarlet tiger that Zhao Feng just enslaved suddenly roared. I am willing to serve my master. If you are willing to follow me, serve master alongside me. The enslaved golden-winged scarlet tiger said. Golden-winged scarlet tigers, let's kill this human and save the expert of our race. The other large golden-winged scarlet tiger could obviously guess what Zhao Feng was doing, and it roared out loud. Zhao Feng smiled. He had already thought about it when attacking the golden-winged scarlet tiger pack. Even if he managed to enslave the leaders, he wouldn't be able to control the entire pack. Because they were from the 10,000 ancient races, they were different from normal beast packs in the continent. However, now that Zhao Feng had this powerful golden-winged scarlet tiger, he wouldn't need to be scared of the remaining golden-winged scarlet tigers. Let's go. Zhao Feng charged out with the enslaved golden-winged scarlet tiger and went to attack the other golden-winged scarlet tiger that just yelled. Human, you're shameless. The golden-winged scarlet tiger roared in anger, but it wasn't able to last very long against Zhao Feng and the other golden-winged scarlet tiger together. Injury soon covered its body, and it lost the ability to fight. Shoo! Zhao Feng sucked its soul into the dimension of his left eye and slowly imprinted a dark purple god tribulation lightning symbol into its soul. The golden-winged scarlet tiger struggled for a little bit, but its soul became very weak after a while and was finally successfully enslaved by Zhao Feng. Go! Zhao Feng gave the order, and the 2 strongest golden-winged scarlet tigers defeated the other golden-winged scarlet tigers in the little world of illusions one by one. Zhao Feng managed to finally enslave all of golden-winged scarlet tigers, but one of the weaker ones died to the venom. More than 40 of Zhao Feng's 5 poison distinct bees died in the fight. No bee kings survived. This was all within Zhao Feng's expectations, but he actually managed to obtain a 10,000 ancient races pack in the end. The potential of the golden-winged scarlet tiger was many times higher than the 5 poison distinct bees. This will be the first army of mine in the ancient dream realm. Zhao Feng's eyes were tough and full of battle intent. With these golden-winged scarlet tigers, Zhao Feng believed that he would be able to obtain more fortune within the ancient dream realm. Zhao Feng then looked at the pond after the fight with the golden-winged scarlet tigers ended. The water in the pond was so clear that one could see through it. It seemed like it was alive, and it gave off a cool and calm feeling. When Zhao Feng fought with the golden-winged scarlet tigers just now, this pond remained calm and wasn't affected at all. Master, the water within the pond is beneficial to both life force and the soul. It can get rid of the impurities within one's bloodline and increase the chances of the bloodline returning to its ancestors. Furthermore, it's extremely easy to gather it, the golden-winged scarlet tiger leader explained. It's beneficial to the soul as well? Zhao Feng's eyes twinkled. He was faintly surprised. Most treasures in the world focused only on one aspect. For example, the immortal springs wine could increase one's lifespan and state of existence, while the illusion god wine focused on the soul. Zhao Feng couldn't help but walk forward and take a sip. A cold rush instantly entered Zhao Feng's body and merged into his limbs and organs. Firstly, Zhao Feng's life force seemed to be cleansed by a stream of clear water. His physical force momentarily increased and became more refined. The power of this pond then reached the depths of Zhao Feng's soul. It was as if Zhao Feng had entered a world of water. His state of heart was extremely calm, and the intents of heaven and earth around him appeared. What a stunning effect! Zhao Feng opened his eyes after this sensation disappeared with shock. The golden-winged scarlet tigers had lived in the ancient dream realm and drank this water for a very long time, so the effect of this water might be weaker on them, but Zhao Feng didn't come from the ancient dream realm, and this was his first time drinking this water. He could feel how effective this pond water was. It was better than a combination of the Immortal Springs wine and the Illusion God wine, and it was effective for those with higher cultivation. This pond might be my breakthrough point to the mystic light realm. Zhao Feng was overjoyed. Treasures that focused on the soul were extremely rare, and it was even rarer to find something that was useful for quasi-sacred lords and sacred lords. But the effect of this water will first go to the state of existence and body before entering the soul, Zhao Feng analyzed. Zhao Feng's body had reached the level of a sacred lord, he just lacked the intent. It would be best if he could make this pond water directly go to his soul intent. Zhao Feng took out the green spiritual gourd and took away some of the pond water. Guard this place. Zhao Feng ordered the golden-winged scarlet tigers and then left. What kind of ability is this? Where did Master go? The gaze of the golden-winged scarlet tiger froze. It couldn't sense Zhao Feng's aura within 1,000 miles of here. Zhao Feng opened his eyes in the forbidden palace of the Hall of Gods. Now that I've found the opportunity to break through to the mystic light realm, I need to make some preparations. Zhao Feng murmured gently. If one failed to break through to the mystic light realm, the chances of breaking through in the future would become even lower. Zhao Feng didn't dare to casually test it even if he had the 100 origin sacred honey. If it wasn't for the fact that Kunyuan and Nine Darkness Palace posed a lot of pressure, Zhao Feng might just solidify his foundation for another 10 years before trying to break through. Bai Kuang Yue's voice suddenly sounded in his mind, Master, Nine Darkness Palace has started to take action, they're increasing the protection around the assassination targets. At the same time, they've put up a bunch of missions focusing on the Hall of Gods. Bai Kuang Yue reported a lot of information to Zhao Feng through the Dark Heart Seal. With the increased protection from Nine Darkness Palace, the difficulty of the missions that Zhao Feng set up just became a level higher. Nine Darkness Palace also set assassination missions for the upper echelon of the Hall of Gods. The targets were easier to kill, but the rewards given weren't as precious as the Blood Essence Pill or the Spiritual Blood Core Pill. However, Nine Darkness Palace's actions still damaged the Hall of Gods. The clash with Nine Darkness Palace is unstoppable. Although Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss had been scared away by Zhao Feng last time and Nine Darkness Palace hadn't done a lot directly, the feud between the two forces only increased. When it reached a certain level, Nine Darkness Palace would definitely send out an even stronger force to attack Zhao Feng. Furthermore, Black Screen Corner seemed to be very interested in the two pills, and they sent many experts to scout the Hall of Gods. However, since the materials used to create the pills were supplied by Zhao Feng and refined by Sacred Dr. Jade Spirit, normal people couldn't get close. It was almost impossible for them to learn anything. Whoosh! Zhao Feng jumped out and arrived at Sacred Dr. Jade Spirit's pill refining center. Sacred Dr. Jade Spirit, I want you to create pills that can tempt sacred lords. Zhao Feng said. Now that Nine Darkness Palace had taken action, Zhao Feng needed to do so as well, or else the one that would lose would definitely be the Hall of Gods. The flesh and bloodlines of the golden-winged scarlet tigers might not be enough, unless you give me even more precious flesh and bloodlines. Sacred Doctor looked at Zhao Feng with expectancy. She had received 3 golden-winged scarlet tigers from Zhao Feng. Sacred Dr. Jade Spirit couldn't imagine where Zhao Feng was obtaining these golden-winged scarlet tigers, and she was slightly regretful that she agreed to Zhao Feng so easily. She may have been able to get more out of Zhao Feng. Try this. Zhao Feng took out a flask of water from the pond in the ancient dream realm. What a weird liquid. Sacred Dr. Jade Spirit's eyes flashed. This was the first time she had seen such a unique liquid. The water was extremely clear, and it gave off a calm sensation. The intent of a sacred lord would only make it ripple. You can try a bit of it, Zhao Feng said. In order to refine this pond water, Sacred Dr. Jade Spirit first needed to understand it. Sacred Dr. Jade Spirit took a gulp and closed her eyes as a clear and calm sensation filled her body. It was as if she had entered a profound state. Chapter 1049, Breaking Through to the Mystic Light Realm, 1. Sacred Dr. Jade's spirit opened her eyes after a long time, and shock filled her eyes. The effect of this mysterious pond water was incredulous. She had taken just a small sip, and her state of existence increased. Her soul intent was refined, and her soul strength became calm. If she started to refine pills at this instant, Sacred Dr. Jade's spirit was confident that she could create even higher graded pills. I'm confident that I can create what little friend wants with this liquid in the bloodline of the golden-winged scarlet tigers, Sacred Dr. Jade's spirit said after calming down. She finally realized that she had underestimated this junior. Every time Zhao Feng took out something, it was something that the continent zone didn't have. It moved her. Since Senior is refining pills for the Hall of Gods, Senior will be treated like all the other members and rewarded for your contribution. Zhao Feng knew that Sacred Dr. Jade's spirit would be very interested in the mysterious pond water, so he said this with a faint smile. Although there was an entire pond of this liquid within the ancient dream realm, Zhao Feng didn't dare to take it all out or else it would just fuel Sacred Dr. Jade's spirit's greed. Zhao Feng then left the pill refining building and returned to his own place. Bai Kuang Yue, send me information on the front lines and the information needed for one to break through to the mystic light realm. Zhao Feng ordered directly through the Dark Heart Seal, and someone arrived the next day with everything that Zhao Feng wanted. Zhao Feng circulated the 10,000 divine thoughts technique. All the intel floated in the air and started to flip by itself. Sacred Lord Myriad Forms has returned to the battlefield, forcing all the sacred lords around Meng City to gather together to stop him. A late-stage mystic light realm sacred lord from the Land Province War Hall then appeared and defeated him. Zhao Feng's expression changed slightly. As expected, after Sacred Lord Myriad Forms recovered, he returned to the battlefield in order to take revenge against Zhao Feng. This time though, the Land Province War Hall was ready. They had already given the order for all the sacred lords nearby to gather at Meng City in order to block Sacred Lord Myriad Forms. The 13th prince couldn't stop the order even if he wanted to. At last, a late-stage mystic light realm sacred lord arrived and defeated Sacred Lord Myriad Forms. This was why Meng City wasn't lost. However, because of the clash between Sacred Lord Myriad Forms and the late-stage mystic light realm sacred lord, the war was becoming more dangerous. Sacred lords at the early stages of the mystic light realm were starting to appear, and those at the small origin core realm slowly retreated and became backups. Yu Fei is also on the battlefield? Zhao Feng's expression changed. When looking closer, he realized that the date Zhao Yufei arrived at the battlefield was right when he left. Because of her bloodline, Zhao Yufei's cultivation speed was extremely fast. She had already broken through to the mystic light realm. Although Zhao Yufei stayed at the 13th Prince's city in order to gain more experience, she had also helped the 13th Prince obtain a lot of war points in doing so. The bottom levels of the two Lord dynasties had big losses. The number of people fighting decreased while the grade of the war increased. The middle upper echelon members of the Great Gan Lord dynasty were starting to enter the fight as well. For example, Zhuan Yuan Wen, Luo Zun, Shi Yulai, Ji Bei, Zhang Hao, and the various geniuses that entered the Crown Prince trial also started to appear on the battlefield. Zhao Feng then flipped through the situation of the other two provinces. It was basically the same as Land Province. After reading through the information on the front lines, Zhao Feng started to read through the information regarding how to break through to the mystic light realm. The information was written by experts that had successfully broken through to the mystic light realm. Each stroke of comprehension was different from the rest. Zhao Feng knew a lot more things about what he needed to do after reading the intel. Zhao Feng firstly took out some fire elemental resources and used the 5 elemental wind lightning technique to consolidate the fire of wind lightning. The crystal core within his dantian was smoother and harder. A 3-colored true yuan of lightning spun around his crystal core dimension. The next day, when Zhao Feng opened his eyes, the aura radiating from him was suddenly stronger. I've reached the limit of the fire of wind lightning. Zhao Feng was overjoyed. Whoosh. The next instant, Zhao Feng's consciousness entered the ancient dream realm. The golden-winged scarlet tigers were used to Zhao Feng suddenly disappearing and reappearing. Zhao Feng took a few gulps from the pond, then opened his god's spiritual eye to enter a state of cultivation. Zhao Feng could now suppress his state of existence and body so that the pond water was more effective on his soul. He opened his God's spiritual eye in order to increase the level of his comprehension as well. The effect of it isn't obvious enough. Zhao Feng opened his eyes after a long time. The pond water still cleansed Zhao Feng's body first before using a small amount of its energy on his soul. "Why don't I just do this?" Zhao Feng suddenly said, and a dark purple soul body covered with white lightning jumped into the pond. Zhao Feng's soul split away from his body. His soul then entered the pond, thus it wouldn't waste anything on his physical body. It's effective. The moment his lightning soul body entered the pond, Zhao Feng could analyze that the water in the pond was very effective. A cold sensation suddenly swept across Zhao Feng's soul. At this instant, Zhao Feng's senses and reactions became a lot stronger. It was as if he had entered a limitless world where time flowed slowly. Zhao Feng could feel his divine sense and consciousness slowly spreading through the broad heaven and earth. Small changes to the world could be instantly sensed by Zhao Feng. Surges of heaven and earth's laws and the power of intent merged into Zhao Feng's mind. Zhao Feng became immersed in this feeling and felt like his body was becoming deeper and deeper, as if it was 10,000 yards underwater. He needed to remain silent and focus on cultivation and comprehension. Some of the golden-winged scarlet tigers looked at Zhao Feng's lightning soul body sitting in the middle of the pond in the ancient dream realm. The aura coming from Zhao Feng started to become weaker, but the flow of power from the god tribulation lightning also became weaker, as if it would stop at any moment. The dark heart seals within the two larger golden-winged scarlet tigers loosened for a moment. Peng! Peng! Zhao Feng's god's spiritual eye started to twitch, and it released an ancient and desolate aura. Zhao Feng's lightning soul body instantly released a powerful aura, and the nearby dozens of golden-winged scarlet tigers revealed looks of fear as they trembled on the ground. However, this desolate aura only appeared for an instant before disappearing. Master indeed has one of the peak 10,000 ancient races bloodlines. The leader of the golden-winged scarlet tigers murmured. So close. Zhao Feng suddenly opened his eyes as his soul flew out of the pond and returned to his body. Only after waking up did he realize how dangerous the situation just was. His soul had almost entered eternal sleep, but luckily, the god's spiritual eye saved him. This is still too dangerous. Zhao Feng let out a breath. Once the soul left the body, it would slowly weaken. Only if Zhao Feng's soul body reached an extremely high level would it be able to stay outside his body for extended periods. The unique power within the pond was too strong. The cool and calm sensation kept on eroding Zhao Feng's consciousness, almost freezing it completely. However, my level of comprehension has almost reached the level of the mystic light realm now. Fortune came alongside disaster. The possibility of death allowed Zhao Feng's level of comprehension to increase to a level that it had never reached before. I can try to break through to the mystic light realm now. Zhao Feng's gaze was deep as he disappeared from the ancient dream realm. Breaking through to the mystic light realm was a long process. It needed at least a month or two, and it could reach up to 6 months. Therefore, Zhao Feng needed to prepare everything before he entered seclusion. Zhao Feng first told Bai Kuang Yue and Sacred Emperor Dark Knight the news of Sacred Dr. Jade's spirit making new pills. When they were made, they could set up even more difficult assassination tasks. Zhao Feng only told Bai Kuang Yue, who was in charge of the Hall of Gods, the news of him entering seclusion to attempt a breakthrough to the mystic light realm. He told her not to disturb him under any circumstances. Within the hall, Zhao Feng closed his eyes and released control of his body as his consciousness entered a place very far away. Within a ghastly palace in the Darkness Ghost clan, a purple golden light suddenly flashed through the eyes of the wicked and evil-looking Zhao Wang. The instant Zhao Feng's consciousness arrived in Zhao Wang's body, he knew everything that had happened. Zhao Wang was now the #1 core disciple of the Darkness Ghost clan and had just become a king. However, Zhao Wang's soul intent had long ago reached the level of an emperor, and normal emperors wouldn't be able to sense this. In addition, the Grand Elder of the Darkness Ghost clan was the elder that tried to assassinate Zhao Feng, but he left a few days after coming back. This meant that, as long as Zhao Wang didn't reveal too much, the Darkness Ghost clan wouldn't be able to sense anything. The Darkness Ghost clan placed a lot of importance on Zhao Wang. The martial brothers and sisters all sucked up to Zhao Wang while the regulators and elders all cared about Zhao Wang. In their hearts, Zhao Wang was someone that would definitely become an elder in the future, and he might even be able to break through to the mystic light realm and lead the Darkness Ghost clan to the pinnacle. After confirming the situation with Zhao Wang, Zhao Feng started the array near his residence and blocked out everything. Zhao Feng took out the green spiritual gourd and drank a few sips of pond water. A cold and calm power flowed throughout Zhao Feng's body and soul. This doesn't seem to be enough. Zhao Feng paused for a moment. Maybe it was because his soul had been soaked in the pond before, but the effect of the pond water wasn't as strong now. Gulu. Gulu. Zhao Feng had to take another few sips before entering a profound state. 5 days later, Sacred Dr. Jade's spirit managed to craft an entirely new pill with the pond water and the 10,000 ancient races bloodline. Supreme Emperor Dark Knight came in person to take it away. My mastery of the Tao of the pill seems to have improved here. Sacred Dr. Jade's spirit was very satisfied by the purifying blood sacred spirit pill that she made. Another few days passed, and a new mission was set up in the Silence Assassination Division. The number of assassins here was only below that of Black Screen Corner, and it was now ranked as the second best assassination organization. When these missions were set up, the entire assassination world was shaken. Some of the legendary assassins that had been silent for 100 years, 1,000 years, or even 10,000 years, were woken up and appeared to the world again. The reward for the assassinations this time was a treasure named the Purifying Blood Sacred Spirit Pill. It could increase one's lifespan and the purity of one's bloodline. It also helped one's soul and slightly increased the chances of breaking through to the mystic light realm. Because of the spiritual blood core pills and blood essence pills, no one doubted the effect of the purifying blood sacred spirit pills. However, there were only 3 missions that gave out this reward, and the targets were all quasi-sacred lord rank experts that had a possibility of becoming a sacred lord. Supreme Emperor Dark Knight and Bai Kuang Yue had discussed this together. 3 was the limit of missions they could set at this level. Chapter 1050, Breaking Through to the Mystic Light Realm, 2. Many arrays and guards protected the forbidden grounds at the back of the Hall of Gods. It was extremely quiet, as if nothing existed there. Wisps of 3-colored wind lightning occasionally flickered from one of the secret halls. At this moment in time, a blue, green, and red true yuan started to spin within Zhao Feng's crystal core. At a certain point, a crack appeared in the space above the crystal core. Wisps of 3-colored true yuan started to leak into Zhao Feng's body, but most of the true yuan of wind lightning stayed in the crystal core dimension below and kept on spinning around. I first need to break the crystal core dimension and direct out some of my true yuan, then merge the laws of heaven and earth that I control into my ocean of true yuan. Zhao Feng opened his god's spiritual eye and calculated every step precisely. When Zhao Feng entered seclusion, the missions that the Silence Assassination Division set up made them the center of attention for all the assassination forces. In one of the mission areas of the Silence Assassination Division, some interesting missions had finally arrived. A wicked and cruel smile appeared on Nan Gongsheng's face. With Emperor Withered Shadow's guidance, he knew the process of being an assassin very well, but he wasn't interested in any of the normal missions. The nearby assassins all let out a breath after Nan Gongsheng left. Who is this person? His strength is immeasurable. Could it be a super assassin that came back? How else can they have such a strong killing intent? From the looks of it, that person is eyeing the 3 new missions. Some of the assassins revealed frightful looks toward Nan Gongsheng, but their attention was soon directed back to the purifying blood sacred spirit pill. The rewards given out by this mysterious force would create chaos every time. The spiritual blood core pill, the blood essence pill, and the purifying blood sacred spirit pill all raised a lot of attention. The purifying blood sacred spirit pill was something that even normal sacred lords couldn't resist. However, such plentiful rewards came alongside danger. These 3 new missions were enough to make over 90% of the assassins stop their footsteps. 9 Darkness Palace had already taken action and started to protect those on the killing list. An assassin had killed an important member of 9 Darkness Palace not long ago and was immediately killed by the upper echelon of 9 Darkness Palace after claiming the Blood Essence Pill. Before he could even use the Blood Essence Pill, 9 Darkness Palace took it. Furthermore, the targets themselves this time were strong. They were part of the middle upper echelon of 9 Darkness Palace. One could imagine how difficult these missions would be. However, there would always be people willing to do the deed as long as the price was right. Some that were in a rush to break through to the Emperor level or quasi-sacred lord level might give it a try. After all, treasures that could help increase one's chances of breaking through to the mystic light realm were far too rare. 9 Darkness Palace, located within the Nine Darkness Mountains, was enraged after the Silence Assassination Division set these missions. The atmosphere within a secret hall in Nine Darkness Palace was extremely tense. The Hall of Gods is becoming too arrogant. They've actually set out missions focusing on the upper echelon of Nine Darkness Palace. They're just being cocky. A newly created force dares to fight against Nine Darkness Palace? Several enraged voices sounded in the hall. The owners of these voices were at least emperors or quasi-sacred lords, and most of them were experts at the mystic light realm. One could imagine how angry Nine Darkness Palace was. I wonder if the purifying blood sacred spirit pill is really as effective as its description. A quasi-sacred lord murmured in a low tone. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss suddenly snickered coldly, and everyone went silent. Nine Darkness Palace retaliated in the same manner as the Hall of Gods and set many assassination missions, but since their rewards weren't as good as the ones given by the Hall of Gods, it wasn't very effective. With the appearance of the purifying blood sacred spirit pill, even some of the quasi-sacred lords from Nine Darkness Palace were tempted. Reporting to Elder Demonic Abyss. A peak emperor half knelt on the ground below. According to our intel, Zhao Feng hasn't appeared for more than a month, and the forbidden grounds at the back of the Hall of Gods suddenly became heavily guarded. Many of the elders present started to think. Could the Hall of Gods be taking some sort of new action? According to some of the information we found, this subordinate thinks that Zhao Feng might be trying to break through to the mystic light realm. The peak emperor continued. Whoosh. In an instant, many of the experts no longer concealed their auras, and the entire hall became tense as space itself seemed to freeze. Some emperors found it hard to breathe, and their consciousness became blurry. If it wasn't for the fact that this scout had mentioned Zhao Feng's cultivation, many of the people present would have forgotten that Zhao Feng was only a quasi-sacred lord. A quasi-sacred lord managed to build such a large organization and force Nine Darkness Palace into such a desperate situation. Furthermore, everyone present knew Zhao Feng's battle power. He would become far more troublesome if he became a sacred lord. Can he succeed? A male with red hair and black robes asked in a deep voice. Everyone paused for a moment. Zhao Feng was only 20-something years old, and the age of his soul was only 30-something. Was it possible for there to be such a young mystic light realm sacred lord? Which elder is willing to come with me to the Hall of Gods? Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss voice sounded. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss believed that Zhao Feng had at least a 60% chance of breaking through to the mystic light realm. One had to know that it was already incredible for normal emperors or quasi-sacred lords to have a 40% chance of breaking through. Elder Demonic Abyss, I am willing to accompany you. The male with red hair and black robes said in a cold voice. He had gone to the true martial sacred land before but failed to kill Nan Gongsheng, so he was extremely frustrated. Sure. Sacred Lord Evil Caster, Sacred Lord Wicked Truth, follow me and let us trample the Hall of Gods. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss laughed coldly. He was originally extremely wary of Zhao Feng's god-slaying arrow, but if Zhao Feng was really trying to break through, he would die at the very last critical point of breaking through regardless of whether or not he had a god-slaying arrow. It wasn't just Nine Darkness Palace that was stunned by the missions that the Silence Assassination Division set up. Elsewhere, Black Screen Corner also summoned a secret meeting. Several figures in black floated around a hall in an underground palace. The recent actions from the Hall of Gods have had a big impact on Black Screen Corner. An elder covered in gray light said in a raspy voice at the center of the hall. The hall was dead silent. It was obvious that, while they had done a lot to stop the Hall of Gods, their methods weren't very effective. The Silence Assassination Division had set another group of missions recently that attracted away a large group of assassins from Black Screen Corner. Elder Bing, are we going to attack the Hall of Gods? A figure in black with a powerful aura asked carefully. Idiot, Black Screen Corner is a neutral force. How can we attack other forces? If we do, all the other forces in the Lord Dynasty will think we are teaming up with Nine Darkness Palace. The elder's voice was slightly angry. One of the reasons why Black Screen Corner could expand to such a size was because of its neutral attitude. If Black Screen Corner attacked a competitor, it was the same as digging their own grave. Everyone knew that the Hall of Gods was the one with the biggest feud with Nine Darkness Palace. They could confirm that these assassination missions were set by the Hall of Gods in the Silence Assassination Division. The hall instantly became silent again. My grandson needs some purifying blood sacred spirit pills. I'll go to the Hall of Gods personally in a while. The elder covered in gray light suddenly said before disappearing. I didn't expect Sacred King Dark Screen to personally take action. The problems of Black Screen Corner should be easily solved. At this moment, Bai Kuang Yue's eyebrows furrowed in the Hall of Gods as they organized the intel. From the looks of it, news of Master trying to break through to the Mystic Light Realm has leaked. Bai Kuang Yue felt her body become heavy. Come. Bai Kuang Yue said out loud, and a guard soon entered the hall. Send these letters out. Bai Kuang Yue handed over a few letters. The aura coming from the forbidden grounds at the back of the Hall of Gods started to become even more terrifying after a few days. All the heaven-earth yuan chi within 10,000 miles of the Hall of Gods started to gather and made the air feel heavy. No ray was able to stop the scenery created by one trying to break through to the Mystic Light Realm. Whoosh! Whoosh! On this day, the sound of flying appeared above the Hall of Gods as surges of powerful auras one after another arrived before the Hall of Gods. Hall of Gods, Dark Sky Gate comes to visit. Sacred Lord Dark Ghost revealed an evil smile. He led the members of Dark Sky Gate directly into the territory of the Hall of Gods without even being approved. The guards at the front weren't able to stop Sacred Lord Dark Ghost, and on top of that, he said that they were simply here for a visit. Several more figures flew in from the distance. Isn't this Sacred Lord Dark Ghost? A cold laughter sounded, and a bald elder with a powerful aura leading several peak emperors slowly flew over. Isn't this the Grand Elder of the Black Radiant Clan? Sacred Lord Dark Ghost asked with a smile. The Black Radiant Clan was also a subordinate force of 9 Darkness Palace, located in Yu Province. Over the past couple days, the Black Radiant Clan had been living in constant fear. The 3 upper echelon members of the Black Radiant Clan were all on the assassination list, and one of them had already been killed. 3 days later. Hall Master Bai, Duke Ninfeng is here. A guard wearing golden armor spoke next to Duke Ninfeng. Duke Ninfeng's gaze was deep as he scanned around with his divine sense. He found several powerful auras and confirmed that Zhao Feng was indeed truly breaking through to the Mystic Light Realm. If it wasn't for Bai Kuang Yue's letter, Duke Ninfeng wouldn't believe that Zhao Feng was already trying to break through to the Mystic Light Realm. Duke, please come this way. A group of guards immediately came forward and spoke in a respectful tone. Another few days passed, and all the experts in the Hall of Gods felt a terrifying demonic Dao aura appear. Hall of Gods, you shall give me an explanation today. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss stood in the sky and spoke in a forceful tone as black light surrounded him. Tell your Grand Elder to come out. Don't tell me that the assassination missions targeting the upper echelon of 9 Darkness Palace has nothing to do with you. Sacred Lord Evil Caster and Sacred Lord Wicked Truth behind Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss released unlimited demonic aura as they charged toward the Hall of Gods. Right at this moment. Wang tilde boom. Heaven and earth above Zhao Feng's residence shook as a 3-colored divine light formed. It lit up the air and started to slowly form a 3-colored whirlpool of blue, green, and red.